I work with a group of people, so we have set designer Flores, who's here, and two girls for the clothing and a girl for hair and makeup, and then the post-production guy. And this group of people, you know, I feel like a director of, they come from the film world, except for the post-production guy. But I feel I'm more like a, let's say, a director nowadays than a photographer. We treat photography as we are treating it as a film or a short film. And this is a self-portrait I made for my 40th birthday. Do you believe it? It's me? Yeah, because this I think is very intriguing, that you can tell something with a photograph and you all believe it. But I think it is me, by the way. But photography, for my photography, is very much inspired by lying and not telling the truth or telling a fantasy. Another very nice project to work on, and that gave me an idea for my series Rain, was this assignment that was given by Ingo Maurer, a German light designer, and he asked me to react on his design of the Campbell soup lamp that you see above the oven. And I didn't want to go back or do something with Andy Warhol, which is very easy, and I had to do something American. That's what he asked. So, but I was always, let's say, charmed by the works of the illustrations and paintings of Norman Rockwell. So I started to explore this, and then this picture came up. And this was such a nice thing to photograph that I thought, I want to do something more with that, with this Norman Rockwell. And at this time, the 9/11 disaster had happened, and I was quite angry with some little voices in my society saying that it was good a thing like that had happened. And I thought, no, that's not. You know, I really hate what had happened, because whatever we in Europe can think and say about the United States, it is the country that's defending, for me, the freedom of speech and the freedom to be who I am and to do what I want. So I wanted to do something and create something to celebrate this and to celebrate this freedom. And we had this working title for this series. It was called Happy. But when I was in the studios with all the models dressed up and they had to act happy, I became so incredibly unhappy. Because, I don't know, it didn't work. So, but at a certain point, I made a Polaroid and said to the models, well, please don't act anymore, just stay there and don't do anything anymore. I'm just checking the light, you know. And then I had it. Then I knew this is what I want to make. And so the series Happy turned into Rain. It is because the series Rain, and after that Hope, they dealt about the moment between action and reaction. Because I thought our society was, at that moment, between action and reaction. Then I made Hope. And I called it Hope because I think that in Hope, the technique and the acting and the casting is on every level, it's a little better. And because I learned from Rain. And in Hope, I also focused on portraits. This picture for me is very dear because in this comes together what I want to say by how important the eyes are for me. Because you can tell to the girl, she has to take it over, you know, so you can tell everything to them, but at a certain point you have to let her do the work. And when I said to her, can you stand over there, she immediately took this pose, and I only had to direct her the way where she had to look. And this picture is also very dear to me because it also shows for me, I still remember the moment when I make a good picture, I fall in love with my model, you know, and for a few minutes. And I think this is a very important moment when I'm photographing. So this is a Creve, and I wanted to travel more in time. I didn't want to stay in the 40s and the 50s of Norman Rockwell and Edward Hopper, but I wanted to move forward. And I was looking at books and photo books, and then I found this book about the Kennedys, Jacqueline and JFK. And I was really struck by it, also by their social environment. So I wanted to move in time and in emotion. So from the moment between action and reaction, I wanted to go to the first moment of reaction. And drapes, for me, represent the shadows in the drapes, represent, let's say, for me, bars, like in a jail. And what you see outside, you see vaguely the trees of beautiful gardens. I like to play with that idea that you have this beautiful surrounding and surrounded by wealth and beauty, and that you still feel very terrible.